Everybody, and welcome to the introductory video of my new channel. And here's the topic. Just kidding. This is going to be the topic of today's video. It is a '01 Suzuki Junior 50, JR 50, however you say it. But this is my son's first bike, actually his first gas-powered anything, as he was just riding this before. But I picked this up about 2 weeks ago, a little more, a little less, but paid $400 for it, which wasn't too bad. And it needs a few odds and ends here and there, but like the chain's a little loose, and I took the pipe off, sprayed brake cleaner in there, just cleaned some of the oil out. I don't know if it got everything out, but it was pretty black, so I'm sure it got something out. And tread on the tires doesn't look too bad. The front tire itself doesn't look too bad, but the one in the back on the other side is all cracked and dry rotted. The rear suspension is pretty good. The front one's a little beat. When you push it down, but that's also with my weight on it too. So he weighs about 40 pounds. Yeah, he's 4 years old, so still got to get training wheels for him for it. The little rubber piece on here and the shifter is missing. I am going to just get an aftermarket shifter. I want to try finding a gold one, and then maybe try and find some gold rims, or just like Cerakoting these ones myself. And when I first got this, I asked the guy, like, it's oil injected, right? He's like, oh, no, you premix it. Well, I don't know if you realize this, but that's the oil injection tank right there, and everything is still hooked up on it. So I don't know if the pump stopped working or what, but he said he was mixing 50-1. So then I figured, alright, well, it's probably getting way too much oil if the oil pump is still working. So I took the gas tank off, dumped all the gas out, and there's so much water in the bottom of it, and like giant chunks of leaf coming out. Like, I don't even know how gas was even getting through there. But I took the petcock out, I cleaned the screen that was in there, and when I first got the bike, it would start like the first or second kick. It would idle fine, but then it wouldn't rev out like at all. It would rev high, but it would kind of be like it was stumbling the whole way, or just kind of seemed like it was misfiring. So initially I first thought it was carburetor. Took that off, cleaned it, threw it back on, same thing. So I put a new spark plug in. Once again, same thing. And then I cleaned the air filter because there was gas getting in the air box. So that was my first red flag. And speaking of red, my son has red riding gear, so that's why the bike's red. I painted it, but you can tell it's kind of chipping off in spots. So I call this the honzuki. But if you didn't know this, the Kawasaki KDX 50 is literally the same bike, just with different plastics. So if you have one of those, or this Suzuki, if you want to switch plastics, so you can do that. They'll bolt up directly. They're both the same thing. Don't be like me. Don't paint it. Didn't turn out too bad, but like I said, it's just chipping off. I wanted to plastic dip it, but the only colors I could find in that were white and black, so those wouldn't work. But back to the condition of the bike. So with all that stuff going on, I finally broke down. I went out and got a compression tester, and these bikes are supposed to have a 120 psi. That's after a fresh rebuild. It'll still run on 80, 90 or above. Well, this one had 40. I have no clue how it was still running, but it was. And I took everything off the piston, and the jug and everything inside of that looked terrible. But let's see here. In there, the crank is fine. I ordered parts already. They'll be here in about a week. So the next video should be me slapping all that together. And throttle cable. There's a little plastic piece that comes off. Well, that broke. So there wasn't any tension anymore on the throttle cable. So I just took the whole thing off. I got a new one. I got a new whole new carburetor coming, air filter, and the rebuild kit I got comes with new studs, the jug, needle bearing, wrist pin, C-clips, the head, piston, everything, gaskets. But I went and got a second gasket set. It literally has like every gasket in here, which I want to tear into both sides of these cases. I drained the transmission oil and put new 10W40 Castrol in there. I haven't got to try it out yet. That was before I disassembled everything. And so when I first got it, this little thing that wasn't there. So I'm just assuming that's how the water got in the gas tank. But overall, it's a good little bike. Let's see. I took that clutch cover off, repainted that black. It's for ha-has. And, yeah, he loves it. But, like I said, you can't ride it without training wheels yet. So it's kind of just been in my hands for now. Just kind of waiting on parts to get here. I don't know who's more excited, me or him. Or more anxious, I should say. While we're here, I just want to pop this flywheel cover off. I haven't looked in there yet, just to see. Come on. Assuming that screw is a little messed up. Alrighty. Hey, look at that. My first thought is it doesn't look too bad, but those rusted little divots here, pins or the screws, whatever, those don't look too good. But eventually just want to take this whole cover off once I have the shifter lever here off. I might just do that at some point, or in the next video. I don't have too much time today to do it, but no, that's just gonna stay like that for now. So it is missing the muffler and back. It's not too loud, but I don't know if that does anything for compression wise, which I'm sure it does. Might actually be why everything in the engine looks scorched, burnt, or just because it's a two-stroke. Not sure. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be the topic of a few videos until I get my bike, which Not too sure what I want yet, but I know it's definitely going to be a 2-stroke. And I just can't wait to get all this stuff fixed. Let's see. Yeah, so when I first got this had oil in it. And like I said, it was still hooked up. Still everything was down there. But I haven't actually taken anything apart to see if the pump was working. Not too worried about it, because he was pre-mixing it. I also did too. So it was getting oil. And here, the crank is completely fine. There's no side to side play at all. It moves freely. Everything in there looks good. I am eventually gonna get a flywheel puller. Like I said, pull this whole cover off. I do want to check the stator. I looked at the coil, and it wouldn't hurt to replace it. That's also another thing too. So when I was checking for spark, I don't know because I wasn't turning the engine over fast enough or not, but the spark plug wasn't sparking every time as it's supposed to be. So the stator or coil might be needed, but I'm just waiting on the top end parts for now. And so if that all comes before the new carburetor and stuff, I kept all the old one, the old throttle cable, all that. So I'll just throw it together with that. But yeah, this is gonna be the main thing for now. So if you stick around for the next few videos, they should be a lot more interesting.